My name is Tom Reidy. We're on Reidy's organic farm, located in Castlegregory, County Kerry. We're a suckler farm, so we have animals from the range of sucklers, weanlings, right up to finished animals at about 2.5 to 3 years of age. The land here ranges in type from uplands right to the top of a mountain to right to the coast, to the sea. So we have a large number of topographies along the way. So it's a very interesting farm from that perspective. We would have a conservation grazing system where the particularly delicate, I suppose, habitats, the coastal habitat and that upland habitat is grazed at certain times of the year by the Dexter Cattle. Down along here we have what we call fermented farming manure. So it's a Bokashi. It's a Japanese method of fermenting cow dung and straw, farmyard manure. So at the very top it's kind of composted because it's aerobic, but as we get further down into it, you'll see there, look, it's more of it's a different texture. So this has been fermented anaerobically. So there's a little bit of a smell off it, but nothing like, the kind of ammonia smell that you'd get off a cattle typically. You could come in here in the middle of the winter and there would be no smell off the dung. It's great because it's so close to the house. There's no smell of ammonia, and the cattle then only have to be bedded once per week. Before we started using this, every second day you'd have to bed them. So we just bed them now once per week because it's so dry. What we also find is that, I suppose, the bacteria are colonizing the area here, and it's not letting any diseases into the shed. So we've had no issue with disease. So we're just going into what we call the Borin here. This was an old right of way that the farmers along here had, along the east side of this townland had. So we try to minimal intervention. We cut it back once in the spring, and then we let it just grow away for the rest of the year, and it allows the berries and whatever else form along here for the bees and the insects. We also grow, like every year, we grow maybe 10 or 15 trees along here. It's great sheltered area in a landscape that's not really sheltered at all. So it's a refuge for wildlife really, and we want to keep it that way. Last year, I would have at this Borin, I was doing some repair work on it to widen it a small bit. So I had to cut back this bank a little bit. What I found after a few months this spring is that these holes started to develop on it, and it turned out to be the Ashy Mining Bee, I believe it's called. And what it does is it uses these banks as a home, and it mines into the actual bank. Every time I come down here, I obviously look through to see is there anything in there, and you would see them coming in and out there. You can actually see one there just inside, just barely in there. I don't know, it's a little bit dark to see it, but yeah, you can see them there coming in and out, and other insects actually use the holes as well. These are my Dexter cattle, so these are actually heifers. Dexter, purebred Dexter heifers. So I mean, they're a great breed really. They're fantastically resilient in the kind of west of Ireland climate. They're fantastic for the mountain grazing. They're fantastic for, conservation grazing down in the sand dunes. They're very light on foot because they have a light carcass. Your typical finished animal will be about 300, maybe 350 kgs. Dead weight, you'd be talking 200 kg. So they haven't a big carcass, but they're a fantastic animal then to, in terms of damper areas. They don't poach the ground, but just in terms of the habitat and what they graze, they're not selective grazers like sheep. So they will graze plants that sheep won't graze. And from that point of view, then they won't leave a lot after them. They'll eat rushes even to a point. If they're left in an area, they will keep the rush population in check, and they're just a really good, easy breed to manage. Typically in the old days, farm would go right out to the beachfront, but you know, we don't allow the cattle out right out to the sea, because you have that marram grass which is growing and collecting sand. The marram builds the sandbank and it maintains the sandbank. It's such an important, like, it's a natural way of to prevent coastal erosion. So we have the Bidden Breakfast down here, which we got off the ground last year. What I would like to see eventually is that we're actually in a position where I can sell the produce that I'm creating on the farm to the guests, and they can go and sample it. They can go into the tunnel, get a head of lettuce. They can go out, get some eggs. I have steaks in the freezer. That's what I want to do. I want to build that really local food supply chain and let people who are coming here who appreciate that, you know, savour the fantastic food we have here.